Our next guest speaker has been the third time here, actually. Dave, I've met him before at Property Investment previous events, and I'm delighted to have Dav here to do a book review. One of my favourite sections of the event. Saj himself has done book review, but other people, we've got Mike Bowden here who's done book review before, and I would like to introduce Dav to the author. Big round of applause.
Thank you, Kelly, for inviting me, and so thank you for a great speech. Today, I'll be reviewing a book called The Values Factor. It's by Dr. John DiMartini. Dr. John DiMartini was introduced to me by my property and business mentor, Rob Moore. Has anybody heard of him before? Dr. All right, okay, some of you. Does anybody know about the book called The Secret, or the film called Secret? Yeah. Okay, yeah, a bit more. So, Dr. DiMartini, he was one of the speakers featured in the film. So what this book is about is how to, if you know your values and you live by your highest values, you can live a highly inspired and wonderful life. Okay. Now this book is based on these years of study on something called axiology. And axiology is the study of values and self-esteem. It's an old Greek study. And he spent years and years on this book, and so that is his final work is The Values Factor. Now, I'll talk to you a bit about the book and how afterwards I'll finish off with your permission on how I use it and how it's affected my life in a good way and sometimes in a bad way as well. Okay, the first thing is quite complicated, but it's quite a long book. It's 400 pages. I've got the audio version and the hard copy as well. I've listened to it, I read it about 3 times. Each time I read it, I learn something new. Something resonates with me. And each section has very detailed work section afterwards. You go through a number of checklists, and as I said, it is quite complicated, and the first time you read it, you won't apply it all. So, okay, I'll just use the notes here. I was like, so I did it yesterday, I did it this morning as well. Okay, this book explains that if you live your life to your highest values, you won't need external motivation. You won't need an alarm clock to wake you up 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, I wake up 6 times a week, 5 o'clock in the morning, without an alarm clock. Some days it's about 5:30, but generally that's how I live my life. If you live your life by your highest values, you can work till midnight. If you live your life to your highest values, you won't need anyone telling you what to do, because you're already doing it. You're living your life. You're living your values. And another thing is, if you live your life to your highest values, what you do during the day, you won't class it as work. Now, Dr. John DiMartini, he has 4 main values: are learning, speaking, teaching, and travel. And he says he hasn't worked a day in his life in the last 40 odd years. And I know that on an average year, I know you do a lot of speaking, but just for the crowd, how many speeches do you do, say, in a year? What do you think?
Probably 2 or 3 times in a month.
Okay. Well, would you say speaking is quite high in your values?
Yes, it's a way for me to share.
Okay, right, okay. So, Dr. DiMartini, he does an average 350 speeches a day, a year. You can imagine that that's nearly one a day. He does travelling is one of his values. He actually lives on a boat, so when he's not flying to make speeches, to learn, to do research, he's still travelling. Okay, the first thing you've got to do is know your values. Now, how many in this, by show of hands, in this room know their values? Okay, that's pretty good. Well, sometimes what you think your values aren't really your values. It could be your family's values, your society's values. So, in this book, there's a 13-part questionnaire. It's quite detailed. You have to spend a bit of time on it. And you actually can do it online as well. And each question, you have to give 5 answers. And it's going to ask you, what do you think about the most? What do you talk about the most? What do you spend your time on the most? If I go to your desk, what do you surround yourself with? If you go to your home, what's around you? So all these questions, 13 detailed questions, it does take a bit of time, but if you follow it, if you go on the website, it will tell you what are your 10 highest values based on what you answered. Now I know my values. It's health, personal development and learning, financial freedom and family. I know those. These other ones are maybe not so relevant. Laughter is a value of mine. Travel is a value of mine. And life experience is a value of mine. So once you've learnt your values, this book goes on to explain how you can apply it to different areas of your life. It talks about expanding your influence, that's being a leader in your field. It talks about relationships. A bit later on I'll explain to you how I'll apply it to my relationships. How to apply it to your health or your vitality. How to apply it to your work. So each section is, again, it's an exercise. With these kind of books, or any kind of personal development books, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. So I think if you don't, in the first time you read it, you won't look at the exercises, but in any book, or I think any kind of learning, any kind of course, even here, when we have great speakers here, if you don't apply what they're teaching you, you won't get much out of it. So, I myself, we went through this process at the time, and we thought, okay, we find out what do our not our customers, but people working for us, what do they really want? Because I think when I started learning my business, every time I was told that not everybody wants more money, and when I questioned that everyone wants more money, so I thought I'll go a bit deeper, and we applied it by giving to our manager. It takes, I would say, about 40 minutes. And unfortunately, she came back to me and she said to me, "Oh, Devinder, okay, you said you support me." I said, "Yes, I did say, whatever your values are, I will support you." And she goes, "Well, I want to leave." And I said, "Okay, all right, okay." So not exactly what I wanted. And she left, not because she left to start her own business. She really realized she doesn't want to work for anybody else. She wants to really make her own destiny. And she thought, I really thought about it. Thank you very much, but I'm leaving now. Tried it again with somebody who tried 4 times to apply for that shop, and I thought, okay, let's try this again. We gave it to her. 40 minutes later, she said, oh, thank you very much, but I decided I don't want to come in here because she found her biggest values were her friends and family. She was from the northeast, obviously we're in Birmingham, and so she didn't join us. So I haven't done that, again. But on the positive side, I have applied it to my life. With your permission, I'd like to tell you, I think the successes the biggest success I got was that verification that what I was doing, I came to accept what I was doing, so I knew, as I said, I knew I was into health, so I was doing things for my health every day. I knew I love learning. I don't know class as a value, but I love learning. Financial freedom was definitely a value of mine. Family, I was sort of taught by my parents, you got to look after your family, but after doing this, I found out that I really want to connect with my family. So has anybody got a regime in the morning at all? Have you got a regime, or am I the only one? Okay, you've got a regime, okay. Does anybody, okay, is it Declan, is it? Could you maybe say how long your regime is, maybe?
About 5 hours.
5 hours. Sorry,
Mixing up with sleep.
Yeah. Sorry?
Declan's hair, that spends 5
All right, okay. Oh, you say your hair apparently takes 5 hours. Okay. Does anybody else want to share their regimes at all? Zach? Oh, sorry, yeah.
Every morning I do the same thing. That's about 2 hours. And
Okay.
do you want to tell me what it is?
Well, if you want to share it and maybe if you can relate it to your values.
Okay. It's about having some order, and it's about waking up. Sometimes with the alarm, sometimes not. At 5:38 every morning.
Okay.
Listening to the first half an hour of the Today programme, so I catch up on the news. Then I get up, and you might not believe it looking at me, but I go cycling for half an hour.
Right.
And I've done that for 20 years, so I believe exercise is important, physically and mentally. And after that, I start work.
Okay. Right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. Well, my regime is 3 hours in the morning. I get up 5. My regime finishes at 8 o'clock. And I basically, the first part of my day is to do my values. So when I say to people I live my values, it is for the first part of the day. I do exercise, I do learning, I spend time with my daughter. So all those 4 things, and also do learn about business, about my business, about finance in general. That's 8 till 3 o'clock. It used to be 8 till 3:30, but 8 till, so I've been told that.
I was just going to say, where do you draw the enthusiasm to do that first?
Well, I mean, what it is. Yeah, it is to do my values. Once you know what your values are, and once you can start aligning your life for those values, as the book says, you don't need external motivation. And like my wife was here, she would say, yeah, every morning 5 o'clock, I'm up. I don't need an alarm clock. So as it used to be from 5 to 8:30, because one of my values is laughter. So I used to watch a comedy. I used to watch a comedy program between 8 and 8:30. Unfortunately, it used to be the same time my wife used to come down, and obviously you can imagine. I'm trying to explain to her that I'm living my values. I'm watching a comedy program, so I've sort of slightly modified that, and I'll watch that in the evening once I've finished. I've done a great.
Was it my wife and kids?
Sorry?
Was it my wife?
No. I watch Rules of Engagement now. I watch Family Guy, and also In Betweeners. That's a guilty secret. So that's I would say that's one of the ways this book has affected me. I'm more confident that what I'm doing, I'm living my life, my values. Another way it's affected me is that I think it's got a better relationship with my wife as well. I can appreciate what she does is actually sort of supporting my values, so I can appreciate a bit more. I'm not saying that she appreciates me, but for me, that's a big thing for me. And finally, again, one thing that actually I should miss that one thing. This book will tell you also how to, when you have a relationship with somebody, you should think about their values. You know, don't impose your values on them. Understand, if you want something out of them, link it to their values. So, Laura, saw you there, Laura. Thank you very much. Okay. And so one thing I've done is actually linked it to my daughter's values. She's into health and sport. So when I'm trying to talk to her, I'm thinking, okay, health and sport. So that is the third thing that's really helped me. I really encourage everybody to read this book. I'm not saying it change your life, but like anything else, the more you put into it, the more you get out of it. Okay.
Thank you very much. Has anyone got any questions for Dave?
Just wondering, what's your sleeping pattern? I mean, how long do you sleep?
My sleeping pattern, is 5 hours. Yeah. Because one of the, it's not to the value factor, because I'm learning all the time. Yeah. So one of the things I think a lot of people in your business here is mindset. So I realised that you can learn what to do, but if your mindset isn't right, it's not going to change. So one of the things I do from 11 to 12 is do sort of self-hypnosis about mindset changes. So like here, I was quite nervous about coming here today, so I was telling myself I'm a great speaker, people can love me, and things like that, and it's worked well. I don't have more than 5 hours sleep, but I have to condition myself because I think we know there's a lot of business owners here, and I think at the start you don't get any sleep anyway, so that you're basically just worried anyway. So, but once I got past that stage, condition my body to have only 5 hours. It was 4 hours sleep, but then I was getting very nervous. Tennis all the time as well, and but yeah, 5 hours.
I'll take one more question. Anyone got a question for Dave? I've got one. I mean, if you tell the audience what you do.
Okay,
and,
all right, okay,
then
thank you
things.
very much. I do two things, okay. One, I am a property investor, and I help people who work with SAG. And also, I own the best coffee shop in Birmingham.
The best. Where we like that.
We've got credibility, we've got awards for that as well. So if you have more questions, I'm still around till the end. And thank you very much.
Thank you very much.